Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is all set to visit Australia on a 2-day visit from October 9th to 10th at the invitation of Richard Marles, the Deputy Prime Minister and Defence Minister of Australia. According to reports, 3 new bilateral defence pacts will be sealed during Rajnath Singh's visit. The Quad partners face a common threat of an expansionist China, with Chinese aggression witnessed not just at the LAC but also in the waters all around Australia. This will also be the first visit by an Indian Defence Minister to Australia under the current government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and it marks 5 years of India-Australia comprehensive strategic partnership. One of the highlights of Mr. Rajnath Singh's visit will be bilateral talks with his Australian counterpart aimed at strengthening defence cooperation and exploring new avenues of collaboration. He will also chair a business roundtable in Sydney, attended by industry leaders from both nations, and call on Australian national leaders to promote co-development and co-production in emerging technologies, naval systems, and aerospace technologies. The Quad nations will formalize 3 new defence agreements to bolster their partnership. India and Australia bilateral ties have had a journey from a strategic partnership signed in 2009 to a comprehensive strategic partnership in 2020 and now another defence pact in 2025. The 2 nations share a strong foundation of pluralistic and democratic values and growing economic engagement. 2025 has seen multiple bilateral engagements between the 2 countries, including Australian Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marles' visit to India to meet Prime Minister Modi and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh back in June. These meetings did not only focus on expanding defence cooperation, maritime security and economic ties, but also to counter China's increasing influence in the Indo-Pacific. Somewhat surprisingly, Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong had taken India's side on Donald Trump's unfair tariff war back in August this year. She stated, "I can tell you what Australia's position is. We don't support tariffs. We believe in the logic of post-world economic order, that openness can enable growth. And our economy is a testament to that. Australia has developed our economy and advanced over these last decades because we have traded with the world in large parts. And we also see trade engagement as being a critical enabling piece." Additionally, Penny Wong also spoke to The Hindu on bilateral ties, stating, "We are in a time where the global order is being reshaped, the regional order is being reshaped, and we have a responsibility to influence that reshaping, and we want to work with India because we see a lot of convergence and alignment in the sort of outcomes that we want from that reshaping. We see the attributes of the region that we want as being the shared objectives, so it's a very important time for us to keep working together." India and Australia are forging a consolidated and trustworthy relationship, especially as they have multiple areas of mutual interest, primary among them being China. During his visit down under, Rajnath Singh will hold extensive talks with Richard Marles in Canberra. The 3 major defence agreements will expand bilateral cooperation in information sharing, maritime security, and joint military activities. The discussions will emphasize on enhancing interoperability between the armed forces to address regional security challenges effectively. India and Australia have expanded their defence partnership to include military exchanges, capacity building, maritime domain awareness, and joint training missions. A military drill named AUSTRAHIND 2025 will also be held in Perth to showcase operational synergy under a UN peacekeeping mandate. China's tensions with Taiwan, the Philippines, and even the United States could spark a major conflict which will impact both India and Australia. The naval cooperation takes place through the Malabar exercise, with Quad countries focusing on anti-submarine warfare and fleet maneuvers. Reciprocal logistics support agreements allow refueling and maintenance of warships as well as aircraft. The visit marks a consolidation phase in the partnership, aiming to collaborate on emerging defense technologies, cybersecurity, undersea domain awareness, and supply chain resilience. India and Australia hold an annual bilateral military exercise called AUSTRAHIND. The first inaugural exercise was held in 2022 in Rajasthan. The second drill took place the very next year in 2023 in Australia, and it focused majorly on sub-conventional operations and peacekeeping. The last exercise was held between the two countries' military was in November 2024 in Pune in Maharashtra. Now that drill included 140 personnel from the Dogra Regiment of the Indian Army, 14 from the Indian Air Force, and 120 personnel from the 2nd Division, 13th Light Horse Regiment of the 10th Brigade from the Australian Army. Both militaries participated in drills including tactical drills, establishment of a joint operations center, raids, counter-terror operations, securing helipads, search and destroy missions, use of drones and counter-drone measures, as well as special heli-borne operations. But what do you believe? Should India further strengthen its defense alliance with Australia as a counterweight to China? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.